Nuclear missile ready. Nuclear missile ready.
Welcome everybody. Welcome to the stream. We are here for the Alpha Fights match between Arrogfire and Mamba. It is going to be a best of 7, and as you can see, we're heading straight into it. Looks like the viewers are slowly tuning in, and yeah, we're about to start our first map on Zen LE. So if you guys don't know, the format of this show match is, well, first of all, it was formerly known as Alpha 7s. So if you remember back in the days, we hosted some Alpha 7s show matches. And after a while, we hosted some best of 5s and best of 7s, best of 9s. And because it didn't follow the format of the best of 7s, it actually changed to the name of Alpha Fights. So now we have the name of Alpha Fights, and as you can see, this is a best of 7. Now all the games will be played, so if the games end in 4, or at least the winner wins in 4 matches, then at least we'll get all 7 maps played. Alright, looks like we're gonna go ahead and introduce our players here. Starting at the top right corner of the map, we have our lovely green Zerg player. Of course, from Alpha X, it is Mamba. And here, spawning at the bottom left, we have our awesome red Protoss. He is Arrogfire. So we have ourselves a PvZ here. Now, sorry that the cast started about like 10 minutes late. Mamba actually was just a tad bit late, but luckily he arrived just a few minutes ago, so we were able to at least start the show match without having to replace anyone. And we're starting out ourselves on Zen LE. Now the loser will pick the next map, so it's basically loser's pick. And our lovely admin Miguel is gonna choose our first map here at Zen LE. Now Zen LE is one of those maps where I feel like inherently it's a little against Zerg players just because of the layout of the map. I think usually when you have this a lot of airspace behind the main as well as between bases, the second, third, and as well as the third and main, it just allows for a lot of harassment opportunities for the Protoss as well as the Terran players who likes to use liberators or drops. But of course we do have things like Orcos and Warp Prisms in the PvZ matchup. And we'll see if Arrogfire decides to go that. As you can see, he does decide to go for the Stargate here as his opening. But in the meantime, he will send his first Adept across the map. We'll get some harassment and some scouting done. And we'll see that there is at the very least no fast lair. So he doesn't have to worry about things such as a fast Nidus Worm or maybe even a fast Swarm Host push. And he will go ahead and scout into the natural mineral line just to see and count the drone count, the drone numbers, to make sure that Mamba is actually droning up instead of making a lot of lings. As you can see in like previous like ladder games or maybe even some tournament games, some Zergs that actually go for 3 bases and they just use the extra base as a way to get some extra larva to just mass a lot of lings and go across the map, and maybe even do a Baneling bust or something. This map has a natural that has actually 2 entrances for the Zergs to bust in through. But in the meantime, we do have a Oracle getting some drone kills. The Spore Crawlers was just a tad late, and actually there's no Spore Crawlers at the dirt base, and Mamba derping the Queens just a tad, just moving command instead of A moving, which allowed the Oracle to get a few extra drones. 6 drones kills already, which is that's especially since the Oracle is still alive, that is a really great start for our Protoss friend here. And he's not done yet. He's going to go ahead into the main base, potentially get some additional drone kills. But with the Spore Callers, with the Queen there, Arrogfire decides to back out. But I mean, he still got the damage that he probably wanted. I mean, 6 is pretty decent, especially in this stage of the game. And here we have Arrogfire. He's going to go ahead and establish his third base as he continues to get some additional harassment done. Let's see how many drone kills he gets. He gets additional 2 drone kills. And more importantly, so the Orko stays alive. You don't want to lose them. They're really helpful with things like Revelation to scout what the Zerg player is transitioning into. And also as well as stasis wards, so that if Mamba decides to go for a counterattack, a big counterattack, he can defend with those stasis wards. Now we see here at the bottom side of the map, we do have a War Prism. Oh, actually, little, oh my god, Arrogfire derping on that War Prism will finally get the High Templars out and start morphing to Archon. But in the meantime, we have a counterattack, a big counterattack, and that's going to force Arrogfire to retreat his oracles. Can he save the base though? Oh boy, it's going to be close. I think Mamba has this. This is going to be a big pickoff here. And oh man, if Arrogfire did actually lost that War Prism as well. Oh my god, he's even losing a Immortal. These links are paying for themselves. And now he's, oh no, oh no. After a great start by Arrogfire, it is Mamba who's getting the comeback here as he is streaming more and more links. Look at the streaming links across the map. And that third base is definitely not gonna, oh no, cancel there as well. Arrogfire feeling the pressure here. He's gonna retreat his War Prism with the Archons to help defend against this. I think he will hold with this wall off as well as the Archons, but he lost so much there, losing the third base, losing an Immortal, even losing the Cybernetic Core, which is gonna force him to remake that building. And Mamba here, he's got the +1, he's got the centrifugal hooks for the banging speed, as well as +2 melee on the way, as well as a Nidus Worm. So he has all the tech structures he needs to transition into this mid game here. While Arrogfire, he is stuck rebuilding his third base. Nidus Worm will come at the outside, at the outskirts of the third base. I would love to actually see him send a Overseer here just to make a Nidus Worm in the main base. But Mamba deciding to go ahead and just attack this third base. Now, will he overextend? That's the problem here, because he does still have the Oracles. He can throw them some stasis traps to help against the Queens and Banelings. And Arrogfire, in the meantime, he's going to throw down some shield batteries to help defend against this. Now, if he defends against this, I don't think he's in too bad of a shape. I mean, he does got the +1 attack, as we do see a little pause here by Mamba. Hopefully it's nothing too serious, no ping issues, as we are playing on EU, and both these players are on EU, or from EU. But yeah, this is going to be a big, huge attack here to see how this, how the remaining events of this game plays along. This might actually be the killing blow, or might actually prolong this into the latter stages of the game. Now, while we wait for these players to sort out, or at least Mamba to sort out what is the issue here, just a reminder that we do have a Match Arena page for this show match. You can use the coupon code AXCOM50 and donate 50 cents for free to this the overall prize pool. If you don't know the link, the Match Arena link, as well as the coupon code, you can type into the chat exclamation Match Arena, and that should bring it up. All right, here we go. Queens, a lot of them are actually full of energy, which is nice. Centrifugal hooks is done. Oh no, no force field here. A little bit of a late force field. Now, if he was playing on NA, maybe I could blame on the ping, but I'm not sure if I think he was just a little preoccupied with something. But he's going to use his Warp Prism to micro the Archons back. And the Archon are the main defense here because they do the splash damage against the light units of the Lings. And really well done there, holding off the defense as well as saving both Archons as well as the Immortals. If you can save those really crucial units, the really gas and high tech units, then that serves you really well. And that is exactly what Arrogfire is thinking. He is confident to go across the map, probably even warping some more additional Archons and charge lots. And that is forcing Mamba to use those larvae on those Lings. Remember, he actually he used a lot of the larvae in the beginning to make the massive Lings in the beginning to take down the third base of Arrogfire. So now the worker count is actually pretty even. It's exactly even, in fact. And oh no, look at the Archon's too fat. He might need to use the Warp Prism to ferry them through, but yeah, that is a bit of a mistake there, not lifting the Immortals during the fight. And that was a pretty good trade there for Mamba. So both players are trading back and forth. And oh no, the Warp Prism exposed. The Warp Prism might get corrosive by. Oh, nice save there, just at the last minute there. But this attack is still commencing. Those Immortals are so close to death. But some nice Warp Prism micro there will save them. Mamba morphing in 14 Banelings just to try to defend against this. And I think he will finally stabilize as these Banelings does finish morphing in. Oh, actually, Arrogfire is still commencing. Okay, I was about to say that was a pretty dangerous decision there to still commit to that fight because the Zerg army was on top of the Warpins as well as the potential corrosive biles of the Ravagers on that Warp Prism. So overall here, I think Mamba has kind of crawled himself back to the game. He's got his 4th base. He's got his infestation pit on the way, so that will allow him to start teching into Hive. And ooh, nice little play here from that Nidus Worm earlier, that he's allowed to spew the creep here and block the 4th base, the common standard 4th base of the Protoss, which is going to probably force him to expand down below here. And that's kind of awkward because you still got that little mineral ramp, the mineral line ramp. And either that or he's got to make an observer and kill those creep tumors. Now, one of the lovely things about creep tumor is, oh, hold that thought. No attention paid at the third base, loses 16 probes to those 4 Banelings. That is a really great pick off there by Mamba. And now Arrogfire is on the back seat. I mean, he does got Storm on the way, but he is quite behind on the economy there. He's gonna have to rely on his Warp Prism harass, maybe just to try to get some extra worker kills on the other side of the map. Maybe do some maybe even some storm drops, some storm drops on the mineral line. I haven't seen that in quite a while. That would be really nice. But instead, he's gonna actually go ahead and harass with a group of charge lots. Now, because there are no spires or hydralisks or anything like that, Arrogfire is free to kind of harass throughout the whole map. It's gonna be up to Mamba to split his army correctly. As I said earlier in this game, this is the map where, you know, air harassment is pretty strong just because of the airspace between the bases, and you can see that as Arrogfire is harassing with his Warp Prism. He's gonna go ahead and hide his little Warp Prism at the back side of the main base. Now, one of the things I do love about Mamba in this game here is that he's starting to spread the creep. His creep did get cleaned up at the 4th base of the Protoss, but at least on his side of the map, he is kind of inching closer and closer. Oh, we do have a little bit of a Baneling run by. This time around, Arrogfire should be paying attention, but oh, ooh, okay, that was close. He was like undecided of where to send his probe, to the main base or to the third base. But luckily there does not suffer too many damage. But in the meantime, he does get his attention distracted and that will allow Mamba to get a nice fourth pickoff, or fourth base pickoff without a cancel. So that's 400 minerals down the drain there. And Arrogfire, he's a bit behind, especially because he's not ahead in the workers and he's not ahead, or not equal in terms of bases. Alright, so Arrogfire going ahead and decide to potentially just saying, you know what, I might not make it to the end of the late game, so might just go ahead and go for a big finishing push here. But Mamba has actually, you know what, the army supply is pretty even, and a lot of these army supply is in roaches, so potentially Arrogfire might actually hit at a really nice timing here. But there are a lot of banelings on top. Gotta storm them, and oh, nice storm. But all the high Templars except one that does go down. Nice save there on the War Prism and pulling the drones. Oh my god, is Arrogfire doing this? A lot of his army is on low life with some nice War Prism. He can probably save some. Oh no, he actually lost all his Archons and Immortals. Oh, that was a pretty scary period there for Mamba. I mean, those are some nice storms. Clean up all the banelings there, but Mamba was able to finally clean it out, and that was the big one. Now let's see here. Mamba actually transitioning into Greater Spire here, and there's actually no Stargate for our Protoss friend, so that is gonna spell disastrous for our Protoss if he does not scout this, because if he does, if Mamba decides to go for Broodlords, then with no, let me see here, no Blink tech, no Stargate tech, that is gonna be pretty hard for the Protoss to clean up the air army. And we do see additional 19 probes going down with the Baneling run by. He's gonna go get some additional Banelings once again, and these Banelings run by has been pretty much the game changer in this game. This time around, Arrogfire does pay attention and will at least not lose as much. But the Baneling threat is still not over yet. Some more Banelings at the Natural. And oh no. Oh my god. Now he is down to, let's see here, 40 workers to 62. And this is off Mamba going off of 5 bases and potentially 6 soon. Now, if I was in Arrogfire's positioning here, I mean, I'm not sure what he could do, because he's still getting all this, he's still losing all these probes to these Banelings. Maybe throw some DTs or something, try to get back to the game or something, because I'm not sure. I mean, his bases are just pretty much depleted. I mean, he's basically mining off 2 mining bases. Mamba here, let's see the income graph actually. Yeah, Mamba has been yeah, as you can see throughout this whole game, he has pretty much owned the income advantage. And oh man, Mamba here working off a 59 army supply. Mamba here working off of 110 army supply. Arrogfire, he might want to go ahead and try to do as much damage and just recall, because I'm not sure he gets any significant damage done. I think some nice storm here, trying to dwindle the Zerg army and then maybe call himself back to the game. But in the meantime, his Natural has not been yet walled off, so these Lings will just demolish the Natural. Additional 26 26 probes going down, and with the cleanup of this army, he knows that he's GGing out, as Mamba takes a really great game 1 here, very back and forth. So well done there by our green Zerg. And that is GG. But luckily for Arrogfire, that's not over. This is a best of 7. Of course, all 7 maps will be played, so don't worry if the series goes to the 4th game with a 4-0 for Mamba, then we'll still at least have 3 additional games to play. Let me go ahead and type in the Matcherino Nightbot there. As you can see, the Matcherino link is there, and enter the coupon code AXCOM50 to add 50 cents for free to the prize pool. Please go ahead and do so. Oops, sorry, knocked the mic a little bit there. But anyhow, let's see the Matcherino page. We're up to $18.15. So thank you to all the people who has donated so far. And if you want to donate additional on top of the coupon code, you can do some sponsor quests and excuse me, and donate additional prize pool or additional money to the prize pool. Both players will definitely appreciate it. So head on over there. And before we get into this next game, I would love to go ahead and give a shout out to one of our sponsors, 24 Hour Fitness. They're amazing service. They're located in over 436 locations. That is a lot of locations. And if you don't have a gym at your apartment complex or wherever you live, and you want to head on over and get some exercise done, you can head on over to 24 Hour Fitness. You can head on to their website. I think you can get a 3-day free pass just to check out their services. If you like it, then you can commit to it. But if you don't, then you know it's free, so you don't lose anything. So yeah, go ahead and check them out, 24hourfitness.com, and give them a try. All right, here we go. Second map will be on Internal Empire. And let's get this started, guys. Here, spawning at the top right corner of the map, we have our green Zerg player from, of course, Alpha X. It is Arrogfire. Oh, wait, Mamba. Sorry, Mamba. All right, here, spawning at the bottom left, we have our red Protoss player. He is our lovely junior. You can catch him in junior championships. He is Arrogfire. All right, I see in the chat there, Valvador cheering for Arrogfire. Miguel is just cheering for baguettes. You know, I haven't ate breakfast yet, or lunch yet, so you know, a baguette doesn't actually sound too bad right now. But who cares about food when we have ourselves a really lovely, great best of 7 show match between these awesome players, Mamba, Arrogfire. Both of them have competed in many of our previous events, such as I said earlier, Alpha X Juniors Championships, MVP Cups, I think Apprentice as well. These guys are really active in the clan, and really great to see them duke it out. Both of these players, I think the last time they're around like 5.k MMR, around there, so they're very evenly matched. And the best part of course is that we're playing on, both of them are from EU, so don't have to suffer any ping or lags. Miguel said 5.9k both. Yeah, around there. 5.7, 5.9, around there. I mean, bottom line, they're both strong players. I mean, I wish I had that MMR, let alone just a Grandmaster level or something. But anyhow, we do have ourselves a match here on Internal Empire LE. And this is actually one of the maps that does have watchtowers, so it's going to be important for both players to kind of take hold of that. You want to take advantage of those extra vision to make sure the army positioning, the move out, as well as any flying units going by. And as you can see, Probe will go ahead and retreat there. And oh, actually we do see a lot of lanes being morphed here by Mamba. He's going to the other side of the map. maybe doing some tricky plays here. I'm not sure what he's going for. Does he have a Baneling's Nest? No, he doesn't have a Baneling's Nest, so it's not Baneling Bust or anything like that. But he does. Mamba does get through with the initial 4 lings. But he is faking it. Arrogfire does not see this. He never got the watchtower. He never really actually sent his adept across the map to see any lings. And oh no, this might be disastrous. He doesn't get a wall off. The probe is okay. He does. Yes, he does wall off. He does scouts the lings, but it's too late. There's no warp tech for him to warp a unit in the ramp. And oh no, this is gonna be really, really bad here. I think Mamba just might have clinched this game. More lings streaming across the map. A nice quick wall off here, finally. But after losing 11 probes, I think Mamba is pretty good to go. You could probably even stop making lings and just start growing up like crazy. But no, Mamba is going for the kill. And there is no, I don't think this warp tech is going to finish. And without the gateway, without the warp tech, he only has a robo to help defend, to warp in more units. But he's going to try to use this adept and stalker to clean up the rest of the army. But more lings across the map, still relentless from Mamba. Shield battery does finally go down, but the wall off has been broken. So he can get the huge surround on the Protoss army. And look at there. Look at how quickly the energy of the shield battery goes down. And yeah, I think Mamba here will have to tap out. Really, really nice aggressive push there by Mamba. So Mamba, he is getting off to a really nice start here, going up 2-0. And Arrogfire, he's gonna have to pull a trick out of his hat or something, because 2 more games and Mamba here will win this this series. And looks like Ephemeron will be our next map of choice. So Arrogfire deciding to go for Ephemeron. Oh, we have okay, let me try to pronounce his name. Strolier, something. Strolier 1 says evening. Well, it's evening at the European time. It's actually afternoon here at the NA. But yes, happy evening, lovely evening to you. Hope your day has been going well so far. So far we have our 2-0 lead here for Mamba, as you can see in the scoreboard. And we see, of course, our lovely Sushi here in the chat as well. All right, so Ephemeron, game number 3. Will Arrogfire finally decide to put a point on the scoreboard for himself? We shall see. But let's go ahead and introduce our lovely players here at the the top left corner of the map. Off to a wonderful start, 2-0 lead. He is Mamba. And spawning at the bottom right, we have our red Protoss. It is Arrogfire. So she's saying we're probably going to enjoy some Swiss cheese today. You know what? After that last game, we might actually have a really Swiss cheese. We might even have some cheddar cheese, some American cheese. We shall see, because this map is actually a pretty good map to do maybe a Baneling Bus or a Roach push. But we might even see some cheese from Arrogfire. But nope, actually, you know what? No Forge here. I don't think he is going to cheese. He might actually fake a cheese, but we see some Protoss player throw down a pylon, forcing the Zerg player to pull drones. But oh, okay, Mamba is Swiss. Okay, I see. You know what? Actually, my favorite cheese is Swiss cheese. I like cheddar cheese too. Not you know, I'm okay with American cheese on certain food, but I'm not the hugest fan of American cheese. But yeah, I like Swiss cheese. I like cheddar cheese. I used to go to the back in my university days. They made Philly cheesesteaks, and I would always get Swiss or cheddar cheese on my Philly cheesesteak, and they were really delicious. Those were the good old days where, you know, you get fat because you know, the fresh, I think they say the freshman 15 or something like that. You gain like 15 pounds in your like first or second year of college. But anyhow, we let's see here. We do have a regular stand opening by both players. And okay, Miguel says, Snoopy, when you come in France, I'll make you eat some good camembert and Saint Nectaire. I have no idea what those are. Oh, okay, it's cheeses. All right, I see. Yeah, I only know a few cheeses here. I have not ever heard of those certain cheeses that you just mentioned, but they sound very posh and very delicious. So I don't doubt you. I'm pretty sure they are pretty good cheeses. But speaking of cheese, there's actually no cheese this game, as it's pretty looking pretty standard by both players. They're gonna play out. Third base does go up for Mamba, but he will need to start putting down some spore colors, as there is an Oracle on the way. But some nice scouting there by Arrogfire, and we'll see what Arrogfire decides to go for after this Stargate opening. Will he decide to go for a additional Stargate, go for maybe some double Stargate Phoenix action, or maybe transitioning to a Twilight Council, or maybe even the Robo to establish his third base, start establishing the third base. I think the first game he actually went for a 2 Archon follow-up with a War Prism, so we might actually see that. But I just say that there's actually no Twilight Council on the way. There's only a Robo, so I'm not sure if we'll see that. Oh, as we say that the Twilight does come down afterwards. Sometimes I see the prototypes go for Twilight Council first before throwing down the robotics facility, in order to tech into Archons, the Templar Archive, to get the Archons more quicker. But it looks like Arrogfire is more content with just getting his Robo first. Alright, so far, actually, one of the Oracle does go down. Some nice focus firing by Mamba. And let's see how many units has gone down. 1 Oracle and 5 drones. Okay, so I guess not too shabby, but not too great either. Especially after losing that first or one of the Oracles there. But Arrogfire will go ahead and decide to throw down his third base after getting his Templar Archive. So we'll see that 2 Archon follow up with the War Prism. War Prism is finally out, and it's gonna actually be able to warp in right as soon as the Templar Archive is done. Now, did Mamba actually scout that? It was he was scouted by the Overlord there. So yeah, 20 links on the production tab. And oh, actually no, wait, he's going for a big counterattack just like the first game. Remember the first game, he suffered a lot of economic damage, a lot of drone kills, and instead he just went for a big link counterattack. This time around, Arrogfire does have the Oracle to defend, because the first game his Oracles were out of position. It was way across the map, so he wasn't able to save his third base. But this time around, he does have the Oracle, and he should be able to warp in some additional units. But that's a lot of links there. That is, how many links is that? There's 40 links. And he might actually need to recall. Oh no, he does not tuck his Immortal. It's going to get surrounded there. Oh no, this is disastrous. Yep, it's going to force the recall by Arrogfire. Wait, what? Oh wait, what happened? Oh no, his War Prism got killed before the recall. Oh no, it didn't even catch that. The Queens actually got the War Prism. This is disastrous by Arrogfire. He just has no answer for these Link counterattacks. I mean, in theory he does, but if he did not lose that War Prism with the Archons, I think he would have been able to save his third base. So, oh man, this is a pretty tough position for our Protoss friend. He's gonna go ahead and probably look to either he has only 2 torches. He either has to go for a big all-in attack, or he gotta try to establish his third base and try to macro his way back. Oh my god, even losing. Oh my god, okay, I was about to say, if he loses Archon and Mortal to that few links, that's gonna be tough. But you know what, who cares about that? There is more additional links, and this third base is not gonna see the light of day. At least this time he cancels the Nexus and recuperates his few of his minerals. But these links getting this around, oh my god, these links are just relentless. These are like links on steroids or something. Just get so much damage done. They're like the links of Life. You remember Life, the player, the Zerg player? He just manages to get a lot of damage done with his few links that he has. And remember, guys, these are all mineral units. Links are just mineral. You just need minerals to make these. So all his gases, he can invest into, you know, centrifugal hooks, upgrades, and Hydralis. And these links going from some additional counterattack, except this time there is the Oracle, which will be able to clean up. So nice win there, nice defense by Arrogfire, but can he do damage with this attack? And I don't think so. Look at all that Queen with Hydralis. He has no storms. He only has 2 Archons. That is definitely not going to break the Zerg player. That's going to go ahead and force him to retreat, and he might actually have to start that Storm Tech, or unless he already has it. Nope, no Storm Tech out yet for our Protoss. Miguel says he is so annoying with his Ling who always deny the dirt. Yeah. Sugar says just don't take the dirt. You know what? That's a good idea. Sometimes, you know, when my dirts get taken out by a big Ling counterattack, I'm just like, you know what? Freaky. I'm gonna go for a big counterattack before the Zerg player techs into like Swarm Host or Hydralis. But Arrogfire, he's gonna go ahead and try to push it into the late game, but the first thing he needs to do is actually defend against this. Now he does have force field energy to cut the army in half, but he does not have storm, so it's going to be a tough push. Oh no, his Archon actually breaks some of the force field. Unfortunately, you got to be careful with that. He's trying to buy himself in time to get those shield battery up, but sooner or later those sentry energies are gonna die down. Oh, nice stasis ward. We'll trap a few of the army there, but there's still a lot in the back. With some nice War Prism, Michael, can he defend? I don't think. Yeah, I don't think so. There's just too much Zerg here. Army supply 90 to 25. He has +2 range attack, or no, +2 melee against the +1 of the Protoss, and Mamba is just on fire. He's gonna take a decisive and commanding 3-0 lead here. Arrogfire is gonna be pushed to the back foot. He basically has to all in or all reverse all kill in order to win this series, because this is a best of 7 and first player to 4 wins will win the series. Of course, even after the 4th game, we will still play the rest of the games, so all 7 games will be played. Remember, guys, there is a match on your page. It looks like we had some additional donations or contributions since we last saw that, so thank you everyone who has contributed. But before we get into our next game, let's go ahead and give another shout out to one of our sponsors, GameStop. if you guys have maybe some old games that you don't play anymore, maybe some old consoles, or don't even play games on your consoles anymore and play on PCs, or maybe even got some old cell phones that you don't use anymore and want to trade in for some cash or for some GameStop credits, head on over to GameStop, your local GameStop store, and you can trade them in for nice for some nice cash back or some credits to put into your next purchase. And yeah, that is a really nice trading program that GameStop provides. We love our partners and our sponsors at GameStop, so check them out. Head on over to GameStop.com and also maybe even the Twitter and give them a shout out and show them some love, because they're amazing and have been a really great support of the esports community. All right, let's go ahead and update the score. 3-0. Oops. Let me go ahead and press a 7 and 3-0. All right, here spawning at the top left, we have our green Zerg. He's one game away from winning the series. Can he do it? It is Mamba. And spawning at the bottom right, we have our red Protoss. It is Arrogfire. All right. So far, Arrogfire has gone for that Stargate opening into Archon, which has not worked out for him. Excuse me. I think the main thing about Arrogfire is that he needs to defend his dirt base against the Zergling counterattack. You see a lot of Protoss, after they do the initial harass with the 2 Oracles, they retreat that Oracle into the dirt base, and the reason why is because there are things like Zergling counterattacks that they can't really do anything against the Oracle, so you need to retreat the Oracles, I think, back into the dirt base, and while the War Prism with the Archons are attacking on the other side of the map. So last time he did have oracles at his or an oracle at his dirt base, but remember he lost an oracle during the harass, which gave him less energy to clean up those lings. So, and also he rallied his immortal and did not park them in between structures or in between the mineral patches. So his immortal was kind of able to get surrounded by those lings, and that is something you definitely don't want. With excuse me, with 2 oracles and an immortal and a few adepts, he can pretty much hold that big ling attack, the big ling counterattack. So I think the main thing is just survive that, just protect and defend that dirt base, and I think Arrogfire should be in a pretty decent spot afterwards. But you know what? This time around, he's actually skipping the Stargate altogether. He's going for a different build. Going for the Twilight Cancel into Robo. So we might actually see some DT actions, or maybe a big glaive depths timing, or maybe even a charge lot all in or something. Although he does have enough gas to... Yeah, no probes are being taken off gas, so don't think it's going to be a charge lot attack. And in fact, it's going to be a Dark Shrine here. So changing it up, I like this by Arrogfire. He's basically show kind of mainly one build, and mainly one or 2 builds, and he's going to go ahead and change it up, which I like. And so far, we actually don't see any overlords near the outskirts of the main base, so this will go unscouted, especially since this overlord here at the cliff is in red life, so it's definitely not going to be able to scout the Dark Shrine before dying. And we do see the lair coming up for Mamba. I think this is actually maybe a tad bit late. Either it's going to be a tad bit late or just nearly in time, because the Warp Prism and the Dark Shrine is actually... Oh wait, actually, you know what? Oh no, actually he made the third and fourth gas, which delayed the war prism. So you usually see a lot of Protoss, they kind of go for the war prism after the third and fourth gateway is plotted down, and then they go for the war prism and then the third and fourth gas. So because once your war prism arrives, you should have enough for 4. Oh wait, actually, as I say that, there's actually a initial war prism across the map. I thought that was actually the first war prism in the production tab. Actually, it's the second war prism. So never mind what I said. Here we have it. The four DTs taking down the third base. So this is a really nice start for our Protoss friend. But the lair does go down. So the Overseer is out and about. But you know what? Arrogfire, he just needs to establish his dirt, continue to harass, and I think he should be good. I mean, especially since he's the head of base, pretty much. And will he get that spore color? And nice, does lose a DT, but at least he does save the 3 of the DTs there. And we do have another war prism, and oh no, there's actually nothing to defend here at the third base, so he will get the snipe once again, further delaying the economy of Mamba. And he's just dancing back and forth, and I love this. One thing I do also want to see is that to him to just throw down a observer across the map and snipe all these creep tumors. With the third base or the dirt hatchery snipe, once again, it's gonna force Mamba to counterattack. His roach speed just finished. It's gonna be up to Arrogfire to defend against this. He's got some force field, and he does have a mortal and 2 archons. If he can wait for the shield batteries to finish, I think he should be good. I think it will finish, especially since he's busy morphing in those 3 Ravagers. Some additional reinforcement gonna be warped in, and yeah, I think Arrogfire, he should be able to hold. There's 3 archons, mortal on the way with those shield batteries as well. I don't see this breaking. So Arrogfire, he cannot have asked for a better position to be in, especially since he sniped the dirt base not only once but twice, and should be able to hold this dirt base no problem. I would like to see Arrogfire actually send one of his war prism across the map. He doesn't really need 2 war prism to micro, I don't think, but you know what? He's gonna go ahead and try to use those 2 war prism either way. Actually, he doesn't even really need to. He has more than enough. Look at all those sentries. That is, how many sentries is that? That's 7 total sentries. You don't see that many sentries usually being morphed in by the Protoss. But yeah, it looks like this is pretty much GG, as this attack goes derp, and Arrogfire holds easy peasy lemon squeezy. And Arrogfire finally gets his first score on the map, or on the scoreboard. Really well done there by Arrogfire. Really nice change up in terms of the build order. Changing up, not going for the Stargate. I mean, I wouldn't mind him going back to Stargate once again, but yeah, I like him changing up, getting the DT, getting the snipe on the third base. Just playing a really textbook PvZ there. Alright, before we get into our next map and our next game here, I know what you all came here to see. I know you all came here to see the Alpaca song, right? Your #1 song of the day. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this lovely Alpaca song video, and we'll be right back with game number 5.
This alpaca, that alpaca, and another wacky paca. I'm so fluffy I might die. Alpaca, paca, paw. Paca's in my backpack, more alpacas in my knapsack. Abstract paca's playing blackjack, paca, paw. Shaggy paca, swag alpaca, and I guess he shades alpaca. Shaped alpaca, gates alpaca, paca, paw. Mad alpaca, mac alpaca, and I guess there's Android paca. Buffy flashing, wedding crashing, paca, paw. There was once a paca, he was named Jerry. He was speared just like his beard across the 7 seas. He just wanted treasure, or a piece of cheese. So I told he took the gold and began munching. In case his alpaca lives, make sure sure you kiss alpaca lips just like the way alpacas kiss alpaca, paca, paw. Sock alpaca, Hulk alpaca, and of course a surf alpaca, Smurf alpaca, birth alpaca, paca, paca, paw. A headless paca never has to be a party hat alpaca, half a human, half alpaca, paca, paca, paw. There's a magic word that's no to history. How it defeats 100 fleets is still a mystery. It might take a billion years to find the formula, so who cares? Just declare alpaca, paca, paw. It might take a billion years to find the formula, so who cares? Just declare alpaca, paca, paw.
All right, and there you have it, the alpaca song. Hope you guys enjoyed that. And countdown has begun. We are heading into World of Sleepers for our 5th game. Can we see Arrogfire bring the series back? He's got the first nice win last game. Important to keep the momentum up. Get that second game or the second win under his belt. And here we go. Spawning at the top right corner of the map from Alpha X. This is our Zerg player. The green Zerg player, it is Mamba. And spawning at the bottom left, we have our red Protoss from, of course, Alpha X as well. He is Arrogfire. Now, it's always great to see young StarCraft 2 players ascending in this environment, because there are a lot of established pro players who have played the game for a long time. And you see a lot of young upcoming StarCraft players trying to make it in the scene, and Arrogfire is one of those players because he is he's very young. I believe he's only like he's basically a teenager. I think maybe around 14, 15 years old or something like that. So, and he's been to a few lands, so, and also as well as participated in a few tournaments. So he's got some experience. Oh, Arrogfire is 12 years old. Thank you for the clarification, Miguel. So very young. He has a long, many years to go. And I think by the time he gets into his 20s, StarCraft 3 might even actually be out. And oh, what do we have here? We have some Swiss cheese, but not from Mamba. It's actually from Arrogfire. He's throwing down a cannon rush. Oh no, actually I think he could have canceled his third pylon. That's a lot of investment. But either way, we have some cheeses from both sides. One blocking the Protoss expansion, while we have a cannon rush here. And oh my god, the robo is so quick. It's already done. The cybernetic core has already been plotted down. So of course that was a reaction due to the block of Mamba on the natural of the Protoss. And so here we go. 4 spine crawlers by the Zerg. Will it be enough, and will it be in time to save his second hatchery? If it does not save his second hatchery, then these 4 spine crawlers will have been useless. And here we go. He is moving forward with the spine crawlers, the wall of spines. Lings getting on top of the cannons. Will it be enough? Oh no, there's no focus firing by the Protoss player. And oh, those 2 cannons goes down, and I think this is it. Without the cannons to defend and the robo and the pylons going down, this should be it. You have to wonder, should he have focus fired on the hatchery with the cannons? Would it have been enough either way? But really great response there by Mamba, immediately throwing down the 4 spine crawlers. And Mamba, he is in great position. However, I think with all that drone investment as well as the Ling's investment, it might actually be pretty even. I mean, the worker count are still close. There is no dirt base, and he's not gonna be able to. Oh wait, he needs to wall off though. He won't be able to get much done with these Lings, with the cannon and with the wall off. So, you know what? I don't know. This is that was still a lot of investment by Arrogfire. So I mean, his tech is kind of a little bit behind there. But again, there's still no dirt base, so maybe it's pretty even or a slight favor to Mamba, I would say. What do you think, guys? Type into the chat. Who you think got the advantage here? We do see the Dark Shrine coming out for Arrogfire, so he's gonna go back to the play that won him his first game. And after what would be a crazy cheesy start, it looks like things will calm down a bit. The game will slowly get back into a standard game. Alright, so both players gonna go ahead and try to tech up, kind of macro up. And should not be too much action within the next few minutes. Now the question is, will Arrogfire decide to go for a third base, or will he go ahead and just go for a follow-up all-in attack? I believe he should be able to, or he will go for the third base, just because of the last game that he went for. He went for the same build, except with, of course, without the cannon rush. So I do expect him to throw down and plot down the third base while harassing with the DTs. Now this time around, Mamba will have the lair, so his response should be better. He should be able to have access to the Overseer a lot quicker. There's still no Spore Callers, and oh, actually, you know what? As I say this, he does more for Overseer, but it's going to be across the map. He does more for second Overseer just in case, so he should be safe, no problem. But with the Dark Shrine, the DT build, even though if you don't get any initial damage done with the DTs, you can still morph them into Archons. So they're still not useless. The main thing is not to lose that War Prism, and that Queen does at least take out the shields of that War Prism. So it's got to be careful and make sure not to lose that. As you remember I believe in the Ephemeron game, he did lose the War Prism while he was getting counterattacked by the Mass-Ling attack. So definitely does not want to lose that. But this time around, there is no big Ling counterattack. He is going to go for Roaches instead. He's investing into Roach speed as well as +1 attack weapons. And yeah, so it looks like pretty much upgrading up, making sure that his Roach, as beefy as they are, their attack is just as beefy. And Arrogfire is going to go ahead and establish his third base, while Mamba is going to actually go across the map. He's lining up with this +1 attack, so this timing should be nice. And Arrogfire, this time around, he does seize this, so this time around his War Prism is back. He should have enough army as well as the shield battery that's warping in to defend against this. And I don't expect him to be broken with some War Prism harass. I think he should be okay. Second Immortal as well should be helpful, as Immortals does do extra damage against armored units, which are Roaches. Roaches aren't armored. But the charge upgrade is about to finish, so if he can force field and buy some time, that might serve him well. But I think the main important thing is to save the Archon and the Immortals. Okay, he does save the initial Archon. Oh no, loses both Archons. Some poor micro there by Arrogfire, and Mamba is basically gonna swarm Arrogfire out of the game. And there we have it. Mamba will clinch the series 4-1. Although, don't go ahead, guys, because we do have the 6th and 7th game will be played either way. But that means that Mamba will get the majority of the win share of the prize pool. As you can see, we do have a Matcherino page here. Remember, guys, to head on over there. Let's go ahead and actually refresh the page. Make sure you head on over to the Matcherino page. Enter the coupon code to donate to the overall prize pool. Let me go ahead and type in the exclamation Matcherino to pull up the link as well as the coupon code. So everybody, just before we get into the 6th game, just quickly head on over there. Just donate, really easy. And if you want to donate additional prize or money to the prize pool, you can actually do some additional sponsors quests here at the right side. You could do some YouTube quests, Twitter quests, and that will increase the prize pool and help our sponsors, of course. All right, 6th map will be Simulacrum. All right, and here we go. All right, at the bottom right, in the 5 o'clock-ish position, I guess 4 o'clock, 4 or 5 o'clock, he is the green Zerg player. Just won the 4th game to clinch the series. Who is he? He is Mamba. And at the top left, we have our young, lovely red Protoss player. He is Arrogfire. Alright, so after a really cheesy opening last game, looks like both players... Oh wait, actually, as I say that, there is a faster pull here. So, I mean, I don't think it's going to be a cheese, as there is a drone trying to get the expansion. Will he get the expansion? Will he get the block, or Arrogfire get the block off? It looks like Arrogfire nicely get the block off. So, nice little harass there to delay it. Oh, actually just missed Michael just a bit. Just paying attention at home instead. He did got the faster pull, so that's going to actually force Arrogfire to throw down his cybernetic before the Nexus in order to make sure that he has enough defense, or the defense in time, against the potential Ling that's going to be coming across the map. Now it's going to be important though to see if Mamba decides to pull drones off gas. He still has 3 drones on gas. So either that signals maybe a potential Baneling follow-up, or a faster lair, or maybe even fast roaches. I didn't think it was going to be fast roaches because, I mean, I think his roaches will have to travel quite far across the map, but it's not going to be scouted by our Protoss, so this might actually catch him off guard. It's going to be important for him to scout this. He's not sending his initial adept across the map, which kind of makes me afraid for Arrogfire, because without the scout, without the adept to kind of clone in and scout no dirt base and all, I think he might get caught off guard. But the thing is that I think he has an inkling, because he's thrown down the shield battery, and that shield battery is pretty early. So yeah, I think he should have an inkling. that queen just barely got out of vision of the probe. So, but the adept for Arrogfire will confirm what's going on, because he's gonna see no drones at the natural base. So there we go. He's gonna go ahead and he should be able to start preparing his defense and wall off, throw those shield battery down. Get some. You might actually need some additional pylons, because that's one Artosis pylon there from the powering everything. All right, roaches making their way across the map. We even see the queen making. This is a. Oh my God, this queen. He's making his journey across the map. And here we go. Warp tech is 75% done, so I don't think it's going to be done before this attack commences. He's going to have to rely on this Oracle to clean up, but can he hold? It's going to be tight. Now the good thing is that there is no Ravagers to snipe down the pylon and the shield batteries and all. So if he can just continue walling off, he should be able to. Okay, warp tech is finished. All the gateways are going to warp in. That should allow him some additional army to defend. But there are 3 Ravagers morphing in to snipe down this pylon. He doesn't actually snipe down on the pylon. He actually tried to ghost and target fire on the Zealot. But the wall has been breached. There is no wall off. He needs to wall that off with the pylon right now. And he does. He just barely gets in. But he's only working off of 1 Void Ray. Some Lings get into the main base. Oh my God, is that enough probes to hold off? That's a lot of probes going down. But remember, there is no dirt base for the Zerg player. But oh no, the wall has been breached once again. Lings coming in. Ravagers get cleaned up, but there's just so much Lings and army for the Zerg still in the main base. War Rays do not kill Lings that quickly. They just tickle them. And more Lings coming across the map. No wall off still. And Arrogfire has actually no minerals to warp in any units to defend. So, and all his probes going down. All 31 probes. Make that 32 probes. And that is GG. Mamba with a really, really strong big roach ling attack. And Sugar saying, "Hold the door. Hold the door." Some nice Game of Thrones reference. I mean, imagine Hodor from Game of Thrones holding that door, holding that ramp area. He would have at least hold that door. Maybe even a Snorlax. You can just park a Snorlax in that choke area and not allow the Lings to run through. That would be nice, but you got to catch the Snorlax first. You got to go into the Pokemon world, throw a Pokeball at it, capture it, and then bring it back to the StarCraft world, right? And yeah, we do have a Mamba extending his lead to 5-1. Of course, he's already clinched the series, but all 7 maps will be played. So this is the 7th and last game to pretty much finish and conclude the series. But you know what? Before we get into this next game here, let's go ahead and do one last shout out to one of our sponsors. Actually, you know what? Let's do the shout out after this game, because this game just started. Let's go ahead and update the scoreboard. Mamba is 5, Arrogfire 1. All right, here with a really, really strong showing today. Can he finish it out with a bang? It is Mamba. And spawning at the top left, we have our red Protoss player. Unfortunately, has not had the strongest showing, but can he at least end it really nicely? It is Arrogfire. Alright, we see a little sneaky drone here by Mamba. Will he actually go for that same evolution chamber block off that he did in the previous game. It looks like it. He's got almost 300 minerals. It might not even be a evolution. Oh no, he does have a. I was about to say, will he just let the hatchery be done? But instead, he's gonna do the evolution chamber block off, and that is pretty annoying for the Protoss because not only do you guys zap this evolution chamber away, but once it's done zapping at it, you gotta wait to zap the finished evolution chamber. And then after that, you gotta face against broodlings chasing your probes, and that does delay the natural of the Protoss, but that does force the Protoss to tech up quicker. So that means a faster potential Stargate, a faster potential Twilight Council. So we'll see what Arrogfire does. He's actually gonna invest into a Zealot to take that down quicker, so it doesn't delay too much, and he should be able to at least finally throw down that natural base. On the other side of the map, Mamba, of course, he's basically building and teching or macroing up as normal. Because he didn't let the hatchery finish and he kind of recuperated his minerals, his economy didn't get delayed too much. And in fact, he's going to go ahead and try to take that dirt base. But will he take it before this Zealot comes by and that Depth come by? So far, we do only have 4 Zerglings. Additional Zerglings being made to help defend, and he does get the dirt base just in time. And I think he should be able to save this with the 8 lings that he has. Oh, Arrogfire doesn't park himself near the mineral line, and that's going to allow Arrogfire or Mamba to get this around, take down one of the Zealots. But he actually didn't get too bad of a trade, because he does take out the majority of the lings, even getting a drone for it as well. So not too shabby there. In the meantime, he has teched up to Twilight Council and Robo, so I'm expecting the same DT play that won him his one game. This time around, let's see if Mamba has the faster lair and the faster overseer to morph that overseer, because once you have that overseer, you should be okay against the DTs. And there we have it. Dark Shrine come down. Some additional gateways being thrown down. Oh, I actually love this little spread here by Mamba. He's actually spreading his lings, making sure he catch any War Prism move out. He's got the vision on the right top side. Got the vision with the Overlord and the lings in the middle, and even got the additional lings at the bottom here on the bottom left to spot any War Prism. So really nice vision here. Let's actually see the vision of Mamba. As you can see, a lot of vision. Pretty much guaranteed to scout any War Prism or even some Oracles moved out. And there we go. Mamba does scout the War Prism. That's going to inform him to see when to make units. Spore Call is already done on each base, so he should be safe. Well, actually doesn't have a War Prism at the main, so that might be susceptible. But the lair is about to be done, so he should have the Overseer at the main base if need be. But the first 4 DTs will morph into the dirt base. Spore Callers will help defend against that, or at least detect it. And Mamba, he is pretty much, he's pretty much okay if he just continues spreading it correctly. Yeah, I don't see these DTs doing any damage. He's gonna have to morph them into Archons. But oh, nice sneaky Adepts will shade into the main base. The roaches are out of position, so really nice maneuvering there by Arrogfire. Gets up 6 drone kills. You know what? Who cares if the DTs don't get damage done? We got the Adepts to take those drones down. And the third base going up for Arrogfire at the same time. And you know what? There's some additional drone kills possibly for these two Archons. If you can once again get these roaches out of position. He needs to spread these roaches a bit more. You don't need that many roaches and queens to defend one area. I would actually like to see him warp additional 2 adepts and use these Archon warpers and to take Mamba out of position once again, and then just like shade the adepts into the other base where the roaches are not. Because right now Mamba is he's not spreading his roaches. He's just basically using his whole army right there. Oh! Do not want to lose that warpism. That warping is so important. And he's gonna go ahead and retreat. Alright, we might actually see a big roach push because Mamba is making a lot of roaches. Roach speed is done. And Arrogfire has yet to throw down any shield batteries. Oh no, this actually could be pretty scary here. It looks like Arrogfire is going for an attack himself. Oh, but he's actually moved out into the middle of the map where he's going to catch some of these roaches. So that's going to buy him some time because these areas actually have a lot of choke areas. But because of the additional choke areas, he's got to be careful of any surround. If he gets surrounded by these roaches, it's going to be really bad. Oh, nice catch there. Force fielding some of the roaches and picks a few of them. And Arrogfire, he's going to force his Zerg back. But in the meantime, there are some few roaches here to counterattack. Now, there is no Overseer to detect these DCs, so these DCs should be able to defend and clean up the rest of the roaches. But the real battle here is here at the third base of the Zerg. And there is a lot of roaches and Ravagers. Arrogfire will need to micro his heart out to defend against this. And with the threat of the Corrosive Bow, that's going to force Arrogfire to not be able to warp in any additional units. And this gets cleaned up without a problem fairly easily. And Mamba is now going to be able to counterattack if he wishes to do so. And that's exactly what he wants to do. He's making some additional 9 roaches on the production tab. Arrogfire trying to use some War Prism to micro to buy him some time before these shield batteries goes up. He's definitely going to need these shield batteries to defend. The question is, there is actually no units and no wall off here at the natural, so if Mamba decides to, you can fight away from these shield batteries. And oh no, these probes at the natural getting killed. So if Mamba just trades out nicely, he doesn't need to kill him with this. He just needs to 10 probes. Oh man, this is ugly for the Protoss. At the very least, he should be able to defend the first base. Oh no, he's not paying attention. All these roaches killing these. Oh my god, even worse. Focusing on the rocks instead of the roach. Oh my god, there's some roaches still at the main base. Oh my god, Mamba is just pulling Arrogfire apart. And Arrogfire looks to be down in the bow, getting swarmed by all these roaches and Ravagers. And this should be GG, guys. Mamba will take the 6-1 win here in this Alpha Fights series. Well done and congrats to Mamba. Showing the power of the Swarm. And there we have it. GG's. Remember, guys, there is a match renewal page. If you haven't done so yet, go ahead and type !match renewal into the chat. That should bring up the match renewal link as well as the coupon code where you can donate 50 cents for free to the prize pool. Both these players will definitely appreciate it. And yeah, that pretty much does it for the series. One last shout out though to one of our sponsors, G Fuel. G Fuel energy formula. They are the official sponsors of the energy. Let's redo that. They're the official energy drink sponsor for esports. They have 0 sugar in their drinks. There's different flavors. There's one if you want some extra caffeine. There's a caffeine flavor. There's some additional taste flavors if you don't want any caffeine. But all the drinks are sugar free, so you don't have to worry about too much sugar and all that. They want to kind of create the most clean and healthy energy drink for you. So head on over to G Fuel and check them out, guys. Get yourself some G Fuel energy drinks. All right. Why do all fights end 6-1? Exo Striker is asking. You know what? I have no idea. It was just Mamba's night. Mamba was just killing it. But yeah, Migo says thanks for casting Snoopy. No problem. Thank you for hosting and adminning the show match. Thank you as well for all the support, guys. Appreciate it. All the contribution to the prize pool, the match owner page, as well as showing up. And we do have ourselves maybe a draw here. Let's see here. Maybe some prize winner draw or something. 1 second. Let me see if there's a. Okay, so we're gonna do a random draw here. I'm not exactly sure what this is for. Okay, this is for the NA Team League Rumble. What's this here? Let's see. 4 teams. Okay, so there's going to be a Team League Rumble, 14 Team League Rumble. So this draw is for that. It's for the 4 teams who will be participating. It's Alpha X, Exxon, RNG Pro, and Icebound. Okay, all right. So this is going to be a draw for the order of that event. So let's go ahead and put that into the browser. We're doing random.org. Okay, let's see here. Let's see if this shows up. Okay, so here we go. Randomize. Okay, so this doesn't show up on random.org for some reason. It's kind of blacked out. Let's see what's the problem here. Okay, might actually need to get a different website. Let's see, random name generator. What is this random draw? So this is for a different event called the let's see here. Called the NA Team League Rumble. It's gonna be a 4-team duking it out for a prize pool of 250, and we're trying to do a random generator for the order of the matchup, I think. So random generator. Random.org for some reason is blacked out. Let's see here. I'm trying to go for a different website. Anyone has any additional or a website suggestion? Maybe just make a test bracket on challenge and randomize the order. I think it's easier just to put in a website and just do it. Oh, you know what? Actually, let's try this one. Let's see if this works. 1 second. Let me go ahead and enter the website here. All right. So your items, separate line. Okay, let me go ahead and copy and paste here. All right. Let's see this random choice. Okay, RNG Pro versus Exxon. That leaves Alpha X versus Icebound. There we have it. Hope that does it. That works for you, Sushi? Hopefully that works. Alrighty here. So, congrats once again to Mamba versus Arrogfire. 6-1 win. Thank you guys for tuning in. Hope you guys enjoyed the show match. Let's see if there's anyone we can raid here before we head on out. All right, so looks like Creighton is on. The dojo game is on as well. Chicken Man, is he still alive, or he's still streaming? Or no, actually, let's go for Creighton. I think. Shall we host Creighton or raid Creighton? Is he still streaming? All right, looks like he's still streaming. All right, so I guess we'll head on. Oh, I guess we'll send you over to Creighton Olsen. Once again, thank you all for tuning in. Hope you guys have a lovely day. And remember, this is your friendly neighborhood puppy dog signing out.
Nuclear missile ready.